Hi Aries, so I'm just moving the cards so you can see them a bit better. Welcome to your relationship reading for June 2017. So guys, this is for you and a significant other. I do my love reading for singles separately. But these cards represent you, Aries, and these are your partner, okay? This is the outcome, and this is the sort of key card, and it's a major only deck, okay? So the Fool is a beautiful card. Fool is about a new beginning. It's a 0. This is about carrying no baggage, so carrying no past wounds. It's a 0. It's whole and complete. The free spirit, walking forward without any baggage, as I said before, without any karma. So there might be a bit of a purging this month. There might be a little bit of release work being done this month. And actually, guys, it could be because you've got a 5. 5s are always about change. Now, you're not the only sign to pull a 5. More than half the signs have pulled a 5. Bit of tension in the air, maybe, guys. But everyone, it seems to be that it's a tension that's leading to a new start, because the Wheel of Fortune's your outcome, guys, okay? So Aries, you're coming across as 2 knights, and your partner is the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, okay? So your partner looks like they're feeling a bit stuck, feeling a bit innerly stressed here, okay? So you've got 2 interests. I'm going to start with you first, Aries, because it's almost in some part of you, Aries, you're riding away from this relationship, and there's another part of you riding towards it. Now, I know that sounds really complex, but look at these knights. Okay, so emotionally you're like, I've won, I've been through, I've faced the demons, I've faced my fears, and I've came through. But to begin with, you're coming across as this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is someone who's backing off a little bit from a relationship. So you might you might feel a little bit like your energy's going in different things, okay? He's riding off to do some sort of heroic activity, or he's going to do some incredible thing, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know, but this is you, okay? Riding off into the night with your sword, okay? Very exciting energy, this Knight of Swords. He tends to be about communication, okay, but also a bit victory. He can be a bit emotionally cut off, but I think he's emotionally cut off because his energies are going elsewhere. But whatever that is, it's leaving your partner feeling a bit like this, Aries, okay? So you've been warned, okay? But I don't know what to say, Aries, because if you've got things to do, you've got things to do, but just be mindful, because remember, with your partner, they're not really trapped, because they could easily get out. At least the gaps between the swords are bigger than this girl, so she could get out of this feeling of being trapped, and she's only tied with a piece of string. So I don't know what to say to you apart from be aware of this. But I've got a feeling you've got something to do, Aries, in the beginning of June that might not be as emotionally connected as your partner wants it to be, by the looks of things. So you might be having to go and do other things. Now, I don't know what to say to this card, because we can't pander consistently to people, because your partner's not really trapped. They might just feel that way. Maybe what's more is they want to spend time with you, and you're having to go and do this other thing. I have got no idea, guys. That's why these general readings can be so hard to speak, because by the end of the month there might be 2,000 views, and it's really hard to be specific. But around your relationship in June, there seems to be a bit of a gap here, okay? But then emotionally, you turn the whole thing around, because look, you get the Grail. So whatever you've had to go and do, you've done it. And look, so you're coming forward, exciting, you've won, you're holding up the cup, and you're riding forward emotionally towards your partner, basically. But they, by now, are the Five of Wands, so they're a bit stressed out, a bit uptight. Now, this Five of Wands is about environmental and petty arguments, so it's not awful, like, it's not fighting words like the Five of Swords is, yeah, it's more niggling. I call it the angst card, because it's one of my least favourite cards, because it always makes me feel I don't know which way I'm going. Yeah, I feel like I'm tossed and turned, but it's not, and there could be little petty arguments around your partner and their environment. But emotionally, Aries, you've turned it around. How lovely is that? Okay? Or maybe they're just annoyed with you because you've had to go and do something or put your energy elsewhere, and they're not very happy, but it's not going to last, guys. Oh, and then you do get another 5. Now listen, Aries, I promise you, 3/4 of the signs have had this card in exactly the same position. So obviously there's going to be some cosmic bad weather, planetary alignments, but then it's followed by the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10, which is completion. So maybe there's going to have to be a bit of friction to clear the air. You know, that's not always a negative. People bicker. That sometimes, it's like, you know how like a really good fire can clear the air if it's managed well. This is an argument that's going to turn things around, because your outcome's the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe, and I'm actually getting your partner's more stressed out than you are, Aries. I think your energy is definitely going elsewhere, but then you are turning it around. But maybe your partner's still a bit annoyed with you, and maybe there has to be words to clear the air. But then you've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. So this is, again, of this new beginning, this 0, okay? Because the Fool's a 0, but it's also the number 22, which is the number of the Master, okay? It's the Master because there's mastery in relationships, and I actually love whatever you're doing. I really like it, how you're turning everything around, Aries. Okay, so initially you might have to go and deal with stuff. Your partner is not a happy bunny, male, female, but then it's like you've won and you're coming back to try and resolve the issue. And it looks like your partner's still holding on, still a little bit not happy with whatever you've had to go and do. But it's for a really good reason. Now, remember the Fool. The Fool doesn't listen to the dog, which is fear. He moves forward regardless. So, Aries, if you've been called to go and do something, I think you're going to have to go and do it, because the outcome is absolutely positive. This 10, it's completion. It's the Wheel of Fortune. And it's in a love reading, which means it's the karmic wheel in your relationship is turning to a whole new phase. And that new phase is hopefully without carrying the baggage of the past. Okay? But you're going to have to be true to yourself. Aries, you cannot not be true to yourself, because you're an Aries and that's your life's mission. You cannot not follow the impulse that goes through you, because to not follow it would be to sort of rot and to die. And I don't mean that awful heavy, but it'd be like to have a sort of, have a spiritual death, or to fall into depression and apathy and hopelessness. And I don't know which one's the worst. Aries, I love your reading. If your partner's stressed, I don't know what to say. You're going to have to be the fool. You're going to have to rise above it, guys. And know whatever your action you're doing it for the good of the relationship, and your partner's going to see it by the end of the month. Okay, guys? All right, guys. Wish you all the best. Loads of love. Bye.